right? That's the idea. So
What do you mean?
I can't share the fucking link. I just gotta leave this window open.
For
I can share it from my phone. I can share it from my phone. Yeah, man.
okay, I'm not sure what you're asking, but
No, I'm not asking. I'm just thinking out loud.
okay.
Yeah, I'm just thinking out loud.
Let's see. Oh, we're live, aren't we?
Yeah.
Cool. I'll tweet this out then. You just have to let me know when to start the video.
Yeah, I got you. I'm trying to pull it up on my phone so I'm able to manage everything like that.
Yeah.
We'll go from there. Wait for a few people to show up so it's able to be watched. We're not just speaking to ourselves, and then we'll go from there. It's been a pain in the ass getting this together. Did I give you the full rundown on how everything happened, how everything went down?
I kind of. You said you weren't able to stream it, and you weren't able to record everything due to the space on your laptop.
Okay, all right. So this is how everything started. I finally got a hold of the organizer 2 days prior to the event. Like I finally was able to sit down and give him a call and speak to him. And the idea was that I needed a 100-foot Ethernet cord to ensure that there was no instability with the stream, right?
Right.
So I go buy a coupler because I have two 50-footers. So I went and bought a coupler. It was like $4. It wasn't shit. I get that done. I get back to my mother's house. She wants to decorate and shit. So I'm up decorating for her with her until like 2:30 in the morning. I finally sit down to organize everything for later that day, right? Because now it's Saturday. And I fall asleep with the Mac in my lap. So I didn't even get like any troubleshooting or anything prior. I wake up the next day at like 12:30. Shit starts at 2. I pull my Mac out and I start, trying to get shit running, blah, 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 blah. This is when I find out that OBS and Elgato aren't compatible on Mac because Elgato doesn't support drivers for OBS on MacBook.
Oh, man.
Right. So the capture card is essentially obsolete unless I use their program, and their program is trash.
Right.
So I said, fuck it, you know what? We're just going to record the event and then we'll restream it, right? And that'll be the whole fucking shebang, right? We'll restream it, we'll do commentary, whatever. It'll be better that way anyway. There won't be any outside bullshit noise, blah, blah, blah. So I get my setup ready at the event. There's a bunch of people that want to play and shit. I don't even get to record the first set because I had signed up to play fucking Dragon Ball. I registered for Dragon Ball. So they're like, oh, you're ready to play your set, right? And I'm like, yeah, fuck it. Just wait for me before you guys start playing JoJo so I can record everything that happens and I can manage it. So in the middle of my first set, they're like, nah, fuck it. You guys start over here so we can get things moving. And as they say that, I look up, I'm like, hey, what the fuck? What are you doing? I'm trying, so I win my set, I go over there, I hit the record button middle of the set. And whoever's playing JoJo at this point.
Right.
So there's some footage that is like in the middle of a set. And I was running everything 3 out of 5, right? So if a set doesn't go 3 wins, it's because I didn't catch it from the beginning. Or there was some corruption with the fucking file.
Right.
Because MacBooks don't come with fucking RAM and space unless you pay you know, 2500 plus.
Yeah, you're a real computer, man.
Yeah, exactly. So no, I have one. I'm running off one now.
Yeah, you need one you can bring with you.
Yeah, no, I need to get a portable PC
Streaming
setup.
laptop or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Now I know this, right?
Yeah.
Macs are fucking useless. And useless piece of shit. So, anyways, this all happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
By the end of the shit, I get home. I'm like, all right, great. I'm gonna compile this footage, and I only have an hour of fucking footage. I'm like, yo, what the hell happened to the other 2 hours?
Oh boy.
Yeah. So I mean, I got grand finals. I got losers finals, and I got a bunch of sets in between. And you know, because I played my sets, I was able to make sure that I got all of my sets.
Right.
Which, to be honest, not to take away from anybody's potential in being good at this game, there was only 2 other people there that actually played, and I don't think they really played hard, but they play.
Yeah.
So I was really the only one that was really up to date playing a lot and shit. So
Well, I mean, this game's super dead, so I'm not surprised.
yeah. So that's the backstory to everything. So shit seems choppy at some points, right? And you're like, yo, why the fuck isn't that set done? Because that happened.
Gotcha.
Right, so if for any reason you need me to pause the fucking video, we can pause at the same time and then rewind or do whatever.
I mean, we'll work with what we've got.
No, it's plenty. It's more than enough. Yeah, it's more than enough.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I'm good to go when you are.
All right, I'll count you down. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so we're fixing controls here at the start.
Yeah. So they already started. If you look at the health bar, they already started,
yeah,
right?
I see the damage.
And
This
they're
is
like,
the
oh,
first match.
Right.
You got Afro.
Afro's the kid that joined the Discord recently.
Right.
Right.
And Geisha is playing Diavolo.
These were the 2 that were most familiar with the game, other than insert coins. So
Okay.
they had an idea of what they were doing, but it just wasn't crisp. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, they're rusty.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you have hazards on.
They have hazards on. Like I said, I wasn't there to really manage
Gotcha.
everything. So every match that I played, or every match I was around to dictate how shit should be ran, I made sure gimmicks were turned off, etc.
Yeah. You have to try and make sure that's, like, known next time.
Right. What does his level 1 do?
It makes you instantly stylish dodge as long as you're not in recovery or start out with anything.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah,
so I was curious about that because it kept doing it when we played, right? And I was like, damn, his timing is crazy. Because he was
it just makes you instantly do it.
right, because he was stylish dodging shit. I wouldn't imagine anybody could realistically stylish dodge.
Yeah, you just have to throw him.
Right.
So Afro knows how to use Hangman, just not super well.
He had a better set later on.
Yeah. Okay, because I'm just seeing like he gets it a lot, but he's not actually getting combos off of it.
Right. So at this point, right, he's like, yo, I don't have a macro for my throw. I was like, bruh, you have a macro.
It's not that hard.
Yeah, you have a macro for your throw, or you have 2 buttons you press to throw.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was explaining that to him. That's why there was a delay.
Gotcha. And hazards.
Which I imagine he was misusing Diavolo excessively,
Yeah.
right? He gets free OTG off that, right?
Yeah.
Off that setup.
But the thing I think is he doesn't know Diavolo's main combo, which is what makes him scary. And he doesn't know Diavolo's effective range because he's going for that. He's going for 236A at really weird times.
When you say really weird times, what do you mean?
Where a lot of the time he's too far away for it to hit. And he's using versions of it that are too weak to connect at that range. And also,
So-
even though he's charging it, he's not charging it to be fully unblockable on Wake Up, which I think is what he's going for.
Right.
So,
What would the true combo be? I'm sure he has a true combo string, no? Because I don't imagine that gives you hard knockdown on a regular string.
the proper Diavolo combo It's just light, medium, heavy, and then the punch, which gives you crumple, then you dash, light, medium, heavy, and then the OTG move knocks down.
Okay.
And you get 2 of the OTG if you time it right.
Oh shit. Yeah,
he does like 30% for no meter.
Oh man, he's crazy good. Yeah, he's crazy good. Whole Horse is really good too, though.
Whole Horse is pretty good. The problem is getting distance. And I don't know if he knows that you can shoot while you're in the air as Whole Horse.
I don't think he does. I don't think he did it once.
With creating space.
Yeah, I don't think he did it once. Now that special shot that he loads up. What the hell does that do? It allows him to control.
He can always control the movement of the S bullet. It's just when he charges it, it changes properties. It's like a multi-hit.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I played against Seiichi's Whole Horse.
That was an interesting rotate there. I like it though. It was really made it hard to read where he was going.
Right.
Yeah, they keep going for Oki, but they don't know the Oki timing.
It wasn't so difficult to watch them play. It was fun to watch people play who didn't have, you know, maximum knowledge and intellect on their characters, along with the game mechanics.
Oh yeah.
It was frustrating. It was frustrating at times just because the sets were taking so long. Since I decided to run 3 out of 5 instead of 2 out of 3. There's a couple sets that ran like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And that was 3 wins. Because the combos weren't optimized.
The thing that's hard about this game is that, like, you can tell these people obviously know fighting games, but the problem is this game is really different from most fighting games.
Absolutely.
Like, the way combos work is just different.
That's why I enjoyed it.
Because no way's... Okay, I was about to say no way's canceling, and then he did a safety cancel right there.
Right.
So...
I don't know if that was on purpose, though. Because I think that was the only time he did that in the first 2 games, or was that 1 game? That was 1 game,
I don't know. It felt kind of intentional, just because it looked like he was going to, because he started normal and then canceled it, so I think he was afraid of getting counter hit out of it.
Right.
But, who knows? It looked like it could have been intentional. But they're also spending their meter a lot, so it could just be he doesn't have meter most of the time for cancels.
Well, I noticed that probably a Geisha uses a lot of meter on his level 1. And later on in the set, I'm pretty sure he uses a lot of meter on that level 2 setup, that parry. But he never gets optimal damage on it. You'll see right here. He doesn't optimize this shit at all. He didn't even.
His level 2. That uses no meter.
That uses no meter?
That's just his normal counter.
Okay, so
level 2 has like a full cutscene associated with it.
Oh, okay, I got you.
They have basically the same pose. The level 2 goes in like a proper cutscene. Level 1's just a time skip. The problem with him not optimizing the time skip is most people don't realize it lasts until you press a button. So as soon as he presses a button, then it cancels it.
Gotcha.
So he needs to like work some more in obscuring his movement before he actually throws out an attack. Because usually you either go for a low throw or a high-low setup off of that.
But it's a free setup, right? You get a free punish off of that, or you just get a free mix-up?
It's a free mix-up.
Gotcha.
You can't combo because as soon as you throw out a move, it cancels it. So if they have a faster move, they can beat out your startup and counter hit you, or they can guess the mix-up.
See, right, he had the right idea with the OTG there. His timing was off.
The wake-up timing is kind of slow in this game, so newer people throw stuff out too early.
Right. So I don't think Afro's Whole Horse is that bad either. He has the right idea.
He definitely has the right idea going with Hanged Man. A lot of it's just learning like his real combos and knowing his moves better. Where if he knew about firing in the air, I think he'd be a lot better at getting the space he's trying to get.
Right. I think he plays him a little predictable. Every time he gets a hard knockdown, he goes for that. I guess you could call it a tracking bullet, where he shoots it and comes back to him. That right there. Every time he gets a hard knockdown, for the most part.
What he should be using is S bullet, which gives you full control over it instead of H bullet, I believe that is. We should be going for his S, because then you can just like spin it in circles above them. They have to block it on wake up.
That gives you crumple, right? So you get a free combo off every time you use Hangman if it lands.
Yeah, every time Hangman connects. Which is why its scariest usage is while you're being comboed, you can combo breaker with it. It's really scary.
Gotcha. Yeah, Seiichi's whole horse is crazy. I got to
One of the things I've noticed is they don't like to commit to their, like, they don't get their hit confirms. There's a lot of landing like 1 or 2 hits and then just leaving it, especially from Geisha, where you'll see like he gets a lot of times where he'll run in and do like light or medium and then just back off.
I think that's lacking knowledge in the, you know, just the confirmed, adaptations of confirming, right? So just lacking knowledge in character or mechanics for that matter, because you can end a string. Most heavies give you hard knockdown state, though, especially if you sweep.
Yeah, I think the problem is he's overestimating how fast recovery of moves are. Because you see a lot of times he goes into punish Afro's shots, but he backs off like he thinks he's going to get blocked. But stuff in this game has really long recovery, so if you go in for a punish, you might as well go for the full confirm. Because I've noticed a couple times, like when he sidesteps a shot and then runs in, he'll do like 1 hit and back off. Is when it's most prominent.
I can imagine that's a bit frustrating for you to watch,
no,
right?
It's not the worst. It's kind of interesting to see them try to figure out what their characters do. And I think, yeah, Geisha tried to counter after that, stylish.
You can punish that parry with a throw, no?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that parry's not involved to throws.
No, any stylish dodge can be punished by throw, and all it does is gives him a regular stylish dodge. So everything about it has the same properties as a normal stylish dodge. Took a long time to go for that. Yeah, 236A with Diavola doesn't have that much range, so if you do like double 2L, most of the time it won't connect. He's getting too much push out and doesn't quite know like what his effective range is.
Oh, he's just taking these overheads.
Yeah,
he's just eating them.
That one.
I feel like he has really good mix-up on, like crazy good Oki on hard knockdown. Like this right here, I feel like there's so many things you can do. You can go low, you can go high. He has that unblockable if he charges it, right? And then you have the overhead.
Because he was going for the unblockable Oki earlier, but he wasn't charging it long enough, so it wasn't working.
Good stylish dodge.
That was good. And then they both get hit by the hazard.
Right.
I will mention, when you run it next time, you can run other stages. Don't worry about forcing it to part 3 and 4.
Oh no, I didn't. I definitely didn't.
Definitely should be off.
I agree. I agree.
I just want to make sure you don't fully try match the online rules.
Oh nah. Me personally, by habit, I went to those two, Kira Estate and Dio's Mansion, just because at this point, fuck it. That's what I'm used to. Everybody else had free reign though.
There are a couple specific things, because like this stage has some really good perfect corners, so if there's somebody who actually knows like the perfect corner touch of deaths, this is the stage they would land them on generally.
It's funny you bring that up. They were asking about walls. They were like, why is there a barrier? I got questions 3 or 4 times like, yo, why can I walk backwards any further? I'm like, yo, if you pay attention, there's a blue shimmer when you reach the wall. And that's how you get your true corner.
Yeah. The thing is, even sidewall in this game helps a lot with certain combos because you'll get less knockback. So a lot of juggles only work on sidewall.
Which makes sidewall are better. Yeah, which makes sense to me. The only wall property I don't understand in this game is not having like a wall crush.
Yeah. Well, it's just a matter of we're not teching.
Anything
that does wall splatter usually leads to hard knockdown after a single hit, so you can't even combo off it if you wanted to.
Right.
That was a good stylish dodge.
I believe it's 2-1 right now, if I'm not mistaken. Or 1-1.
Yeah,
1-1 or 2-1.
I should have paid closer attention. I want to say it was 2-1 Geisha. But I could be wrong.
No, Afro definitely has a win. And I know Geisha I know Geisha for sure has see, that's the first time he's used that's a command grab, no?
Yeah.
It's the first time he's used that. Can you move in the parry? Does movement count as a button?
The Diavolo can move. Lots of people, when they land that counter, most good Diavolos will just do a neutral jump so they can go for a high-low. Or they'll either hit you high or go for empty jump low.
Gotcha.
Where if you land the jumping attack, then you can go for his full 30% combo. If you hit the low, a lot of the time you can't.
Diavolo's a really interesting character to me. I understand why he's at the very top of the tier list.
He's super good.
Yeah, he's very good. His level 1 burns bar too, right?
His level 1 just uses 1 bar.
Okay, so which one of his moves?
The level 1, it costs 1 bar to activate, and then the blue section on his meter is a timer showing when it'll wear off.
Okay.
That's the same way the Pillarmen's Mode 2s work, where you activate it and then you have your HHA gauge acts as a timer showing you when it's gonna wear off.
Got you.
That was close. He almost dashed through that super.
Diavolo has 3 seconds to move before it stops. Got you. So you really do get fucking great mix-up off that.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic once you know what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
He canceled that too early. He got the unblockable set up.
He didn't believe.
When you get that yellow flash, that means it's unblockable, but he went ahead and canceled an HHA anyway.
Right.
And not that it matters, because he got it, but...
Right.
It's like the one time he actually sets it up unblockably, he goes ahead and cancels it.
Yeah, he didn't believe.
Yeah. He's too used to it not working.
When you abuse it like that, eventually, I would imagine even the most. Okay, so it's 2-1 Afro or 2-1 Geisha now.
Yes,
2-1
I think that's right.
Yeah, 2-1 Geisha.
Has it really been 15 minutes already?
Yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying.
These are long. You're right.
That's what I'm saying. So next time is definitely gonna be 2 out of 3 until finals.
Newbie match lengths.
Bro, I'm telling you, it was making me. That's why it took 6 hours to really finish everything. We didn't get the shit started at like 2:30 and it got done at like 7:38.
Oh man.
JoJo itself, like I was finished with Dragon Ball at like 5, 6.
Right.
So I was just managing JoJo from there, bro, and it was like, bro, I cannot do this.
This guy get changed to 2 out of 3.
Absolutely. Now you see how his gauge is being consumed right now.
Yeah, that's part of his level 1.
Gotcha.
Now, usually also as Diavolo, what you want to do when you have level 1 is you want to taunt your hard knockdowns, which he's not doing, because during the taunt your meter won't go down. So instead of waiting for them to stand up and wasting that time burning.
Man, look at this shit. That is crazy. How he just gets freestylers dodge until his meter runs out.
That's great.
Yo,
it's
man.
one of the best installs in the game.
Right.
And there's the unblockable.
Neutral jump is the safest thing in this game, man.
Can he get the punish? Not quite.
It's not the optimal one.
Yeah, he got a hit but dropped it.
He could have killed if he knew the combo, right? It wasn't even.
I mean, honestly, if he just did the cancel faster, I think he could have killed.
Right.
It was just a matter if he didn't input fast enough because he wasn't sure. Oh yeah, Freemeal's right. It does prevent your opponent from stylish dodging.
Oh yeah, he's crazy good.
Yeah, Diavolo is really scary.
Wow.
Also, his normal counter, not the super one, is one of the only counters in the game that works on projectiles.
Oh my goodness. He's crazy good.
Most people can't use counter to get out of projectile stuff, but he can.
Right.
Which is terrifying. Because you can't zone him out. He just counters your projectile and then runs in for free for 3 seconds.
He's crazy good, man. Holy hell. Just throw this man. What are you doing? Throw this man.
Well, it's probably he doesn't understand what exactly the insult does.
I didn't either until about 3 minutes ago.
Yeah. Now you know how crazy it is.
He gets a wave dash off that too? Get the hell out of here.
He can always do a wave dash. It's just faster in install.
Diavolo gets a wave dash? Oh man, I gotta learn this character. Yeah.
The scariest thing about his wave dash is his dash is invincible for the period where he's just a red flash.
Right.
Even not in HHA, he's just totally.
That was nice. That was a very good setup.
That was good.
Yeah, that was nice. Oh, good tag.
Good tag.
Yeah, great tag.
Getting used to the run and throw that we love in ASB.
Yes, especially online.
Well, because it's what, like, most 2Ls are 4 frames and throws are 5 frames, so unless your opponent's 1 frame faster, they're not hitting you out of that.
Right.
That was pretty good. I like that.
That level 1 makes me sick to my stomach, bro. I am disgusted.
Oh, absolutely.
And then he's got the skin that makes him look like a scumbag. He's got the skin that makes him look more like a scumbag. Yo, I'm fucking disgusted by this guy, bro. Look at that.
You got the counter? Nope.
Could have killed.
He's dead.
Now, if he had saved that bar on his level 1, does he have a different level 1 that can do damage, or is that his only?
Every character in the game only has 1 level 1 and 1 level 2.
Gotcha.
There's some who have a level 3, but not most. Actually, there might only be 1.
Who's that one character?
Valentine has a level 3.
Man.
I'm not aware of anyone else who does.
Gotcha.
Valentine's is worth it if you can pull it off.
Now, that's a great counter for Whole Horse. He just needs to optimize his damage, and he's good to go, man. I need to get with these two. I spoke to them. I'm gonna get with them locally and try to play some offline with them.
Yeah.
Teach them
Once he gets
something.
his confirms off of Hangman, it's gonna be really scary. 'Cause
Right.
he's really good about staying near the puddle. He just needs to like make better use of it once he lands the hit.
What's the max damage you can get off puddle with no bar?
Full combo.
Nice.
It's just a matter of learning Whole Horse's combos and getting his dash 5Ls. Because a lot of the time after Hangman, he's just doing a bullet shot, which is definitely not optimal.
Right. Man, that level 1 makes me fucking. It makes me.
That wasn't even level 1. That was a
just
real
a natural stylish
That was
dodge.
good. Yeah. That was the deactivation animation earlier, and he got a real stylish dodge right after. These guys are pretty good.
Yeah, they're not bad. Like I said, they play. They still play.
Yeah.
Like they're learning.
It's just a matter of learning their combos and confirms properly.
Right.
And Geisha fixing his setups. Let's see, we got one more match of this set.
Oh yeah, it's 2-2.
Oh boy.
It's a long. That's what I'm saying. I think this was like a 25-minute set, 23-minute set.
Next one, though. I can't wait to see Bao. It's gonna be a terrible Bao, but I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, you're gonna be excited. It's both of them were beginners. So it was the tournament organizer Manny, and the guy who helps run his events with him, CJ. You're gonna be excited for that. It was literally like 1 button confirms, backdash, dash in, 1 button confirm, backdash.
That was a good idea using his HHA to approach like that. Afro really likes to shoot at him, so that's gonna help him close the distance a lot. One other thing that was about Afro's Hole is he throws out that 5H a lot. Hole's 5H is super punishable. So he needs to find something else to throw out his pokes.
Right.
And he really needs to block that overhead.
Yeah, he's having a hard time with Diavolo's mix-ups, man.
Well, the thing is, like, I don't know, that overhead is so telegraphed.
I feel like you have a lot of time. Whole Horse doesn't have a DP, right? Oh my god, the
No, Whole
gimmicks,
Horse
bro.
doesn't have a reversal of any kind.
But he could, if he put the input in for his level 2, that would be a true reversal, no? On wake up?
No. Hole's level 2 has a really weird hitbox that's not going to work as a reversal.
Got you.
Because Hole's level 2 doesn't even combo properly if you don't knock the opponent down. Like, you can't do it with them standing, because there's no way to get enough hits done.
See, that setup is, if he delayed that setup a little longer, he would be able to get the blocks done, right?
Well, he really just needs to use S-Bullet and control it instead of using the out and back. He needs to start using 2 through 6S. Because he's got the right idea, he's just using the wrong move.
Right.
He's also just trying to hit the counter where he needs to just run up and throw that, man.
Well, the issue with that is Geisha's not properly off. He's not mixing off of the counter, right? He's like,
that was good. Where he that's what he needs to be doing with the bullet right there.
Right.
Going back and in instead of just out and back once, because that's forcing him to block that. Yeah, got the unblockable. He's
Nice.
getting the unblockables down now.
And
They
a
sidestep that
great
overhead.
punish if he optimized.
Yeah, a lot of it's like they've got the right ideas. It's just a matter of them getting used to the game and like knowing what to do once they get their openings.
Right. Without even having knowledge of mechanics. Yeah, Geisha
Yeah.
took the set. Good shit, bro. Good
We
stuff.
got really good fundamentals, and I think like it could be really good once they practice.
Right. So without even having like the mechanics, the fundamental mechanics of this fighting game in particular down, if they just learn you know, B&Bs for their two characters. Alright, so I should warn you, this shit jumped right in. Caught it as soon as the match started.
Okay, this is still the first match though.
Yeah, they only ran 2 games though.
Oh, okay.
They only ran 2 games though, but these two are the beginners. King Fail, it was the TO, and then CJ is like the assistant
Gotcha.
to Manny. So they've both never played this. So I included this footage, 1 to show my appreciation for them hosting it, and 2 for everybody to see like no knowledge at all.
Yeah.
Because it was literally just inputs, 1 button confirms, and then backdash. It was a good crossover.
The pick we don't know how to play. Bao is not one of them.
Right.
I'm glad to say at least CJ is using stand on, because Geisha did not use it like at all with Diavolo.
Yeah, I noticed that as well.
I'm not sure if he was even aware of like the different stances and what they do.
Right.
Did everybody look at their command list before they started their matches? Or?
Okay, so there was like 2 matches where people just stopped in the middle and like, yo, or like after 1 game, we were like, can I look at my command list? Nobody really checked for the most part. They just jumped in. It was a side game to the tournament. So,
Yeah.
I mean, but I think it had the second and third most, which there was only 4 games there. It was Dragon Ball had the least, second had the most, and then Soul Calibur and this. I don't know if this had more contestants than Soul Calibur, but
Gotcha.
there was a lot of people that played. There was a lot of people that
Time
played,
stop.
right? And not optimizing it all, right?
I'm just surprised he even knew the time stop input.
I don't know if he was
Also, that
mashing,
side switch after the time stop was weird.
right?
Because he ended the time stop on the right and then he was on the left afterwards. I'm not sure how that worked.
Me either. I kind of gave up on Jotaro.
I don't know. I don't enjoy Jotaro's playstyle. And then the raw GHA, he tried to jump out of it.
This will be the most damage you'll see in this set.
I mean, hey, it's something.
I love the cinematics for this character too, and how he gets a narrator.
Oh yeah, that was
Fantastic.
awesome.
The art style is
Thematically, one of
fantastic.
my favorite characters
Yeah,
in the game.
yeah, his art style is that fucking move is great, bro. It just crosses up. Move is
It
great.
is. I wish he'd gotten like an actual confirm off it, but he just let the crumple go. He's definitely trying to get his money's worth out of that sweep.
Right.
He's hit at some good ranges before.
Watch it toes, bro.
2L.
Yeah, this character has great like aesthetic. It's the narrator and everything. Every time he does an input, it's fantastic.
It's funny every time you see long bow combos, it's just the narrator shouting his name over and over. It's really funny.
Would you say Bao is the joke character of this game or no?
No, that's Iggy or Shigechi.
See, I just finished watching that episode, the first part.
Of Shigechi's? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Shigechi's the one character where most of us, like, if we could take one character out of the game, it's Shigechi.
Yeah, fuck that guy, bro.
Because, like, anybody else could have taken that slot.
Right.
Finally lands that move for once.
He's getting mileage off that command grab, though. He's not blocking that shit.
It's not command grab. It's
It's
a hit
not?
grab.
Well,
Yeah,
how
it's a
does-
hit grab.
What are the properties then? Can you block it? You can block it then.
You can block it. The problem is CJ is jumping on wake up a lot.
Right.
And if you jump on wake up, you're still on the ground for 4 frames. So that's a lot of time for that move to catch you. It's not limited to hitting on the ground either. So when he jumps and he's catching him, then that's
Right.
just another hard knockdown.
Gotcha.
So I'm sure he's just doing it randomly, but if you catch your opponent has a habit of jumping, it's not a bad move to catch it with.
That was a glass cannon. You're gonna have to explain to me what that means later, Freemeal. Ryan, appreciate your sub, bro. Sorry to break commentary.
That's cool.
Yeah, the notification is gonna go on for like 2 minutes. So if you hear yelling in the background for some reason,
that was a glass cannon because I believe he's tied for the lowest health in the game, or just above it. And he has a bug that affects only him when he does standing blocks, which causes him to have extra block stun compared to every other character, which means you can get true block stun into command grab combos on him, which, you know, normally anyone else could jump out of. So, like, Kakyoin has guaranteed block strings into command grab. But the thing is, he does a lot of damage, and in the corner, he's a monster.
right?
Because in the corner, he can, when he does that overhead crumple move, if he has you, like, on back wall, it's a 50-50 which side he ends up on, so even he doesn't know which way you need to block it.
Got you.
Because the camera will flip around, and neither of you can tell which side he's actually hitting on until it's too late.
That is OD. To get mixed up by the camera angle and not even the setup itself.
For using the camera angle. Jonathan does a lot, because Jonathan's JM on back wall does the same thing.
Oh, man. To get mixed by the camera and not even the character itself.
I mean, actually,
so frustrating.
Back closer to when the game came out, a lot of Josuke players were picking up, you know, his barrier move.
Okay.
You can use the barrier to block the camera, so your opponent can't see either of you.
That is wonderful.
So there's actually a lot of camera tricks you can pull off in the corner. It's just a lot of people either don't play characters that can use them or don't use them right now. So
I got you.
It's scary though.
There's a lot of interesting, like, specialist playstyles for a lot of characters in this game, man, which I enjoy.
So Insert Coins is playing Caesar.
Yeah, which he wasn't bad. He was actually the other best person there that had the most knowledge next to me.
He's definitely throwing out lenses properly. At least, like, on the first few seconds, I like his lens usage. He's blocking your Dio pretty well too.
Yeah, no, when I told you earlier that I got stuck in a record string many times because I was not. Oh, that's he stylish dodged that a bunch.
Really
Yeah, bro. I didn't know you could stylish dodge the second hit of Dio's record string. Yeah.
Anytime you're not in block stun, like anytime the block stun isn't true, you can stylish dodge it.
Right.
What kind of characters does he normally play?
What he used in tournament was Caesar, which I think when he first, because he had the game on his PS3.
Right.
So I think he mained Caesar when the game was out, and he also used Jotaro, and his Jotaro is really good.
I meant like in other games.
Oh, so he plays Tekken. That's his main game. I don't remember what character he plays though.
So I'm just curious, like, whether they're similar to Caesar at all, or...
I'm not sure. I gotta, next time I get with him, I'll ask him. I totally forgot that.
I mean, until you get some good hard knockdowns, you can't really play Caesar, so... See if he even gets any good knockdowns on you this set.
It was a lot easier to block things and to get jump cancels offline. I just want to stress that.
Oh, absolutely.
I just wanted to stress that.
Your block strings look a lot better offline just because you can do what you're trying to do.
Right.
It's a lot more fluid. Your movement's better too.
Appreciate that, bro.
It really is night and day playing online, offline this game.
Yep. All I ask is for a better netcode. Give me a port with a better netcode. You don't have to do anything else to it. 60 frames and a better netcode. Call it a day.
Yeah, he needs to be.
I didn't punish. Yeah, I didn't punish that correctly at all.
He's also using a lot of his meter on those like PCs when he's going for combo. When really he should be going for knockdown in Ogi with lenses. Because most of the time Caesar doesn't even do long combos. It's just like stuff into sweep and then you set up lenses.
Right. Good poke. Good hope. So cat stance gives you a free stylish dodge, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm curious with the way he was throwing out earlier. You said
Good
he
throw.
hasn't
Good.
played in a while. I don't know if he's still thinking Caesar has his old counter.
So we
If
talked.
he played JP ASB.
Yeah, we talked prior. He said he hasn't played since the original version of the game, so we never got to play the patch because we were
So
talking.
he played.
Yeah, we were talking. He's like, "Yo, the combos I used to be able to do, I can't do anymore." It was like, yeah, they patched the game I think one time, and it was the final version of the game, and they took out a bunch of things.
Well, did he play original release North America or JP?
I'm not sure.
Because original release JP would be an entirely different game. That got 5 patches.
Oh shit.
Original version NA, we were already on the 4th patch when they released it.
How much later did it come out in America?
I want to say it was about a year.
Oh, no kidding.
So, because if he was playing original JP, Caesar's counter wasn't a stylish dodge in the original. It was something entirely different.
Right.
And if he was trying to do stuff like Hamon kick, they changed the input so he wouldn't be able
Yeah.
to do it anyway.
So he at one point he had to look at the command list because he's like, I can't do hammer kick. What is the
Yeah.
command for hammer kick? And I'm like, it's not a charge. So if you're charging it, you're doing it incorrectly.
Because originally it was a charge.
Yeah. So he was trying to charge it the whole time. I'm like, bro, it's not a charge.
Yeah.
It's just back forward.
Because there were a lot of games that moves that used to be charges. Where like I was
Good answer,
originally
though.
playing on JP 1.0 when I started, and then when I switched over, I'm like, why can't I do any of these moves?
Right. Good interrupt. Yeah. See, every time I got stuck in a wrecker string, he had to punish. He was ready.
He's
And that-
catching on to you going for that overhead every time he blocks you.
I didn't hit that not once, by the way.
That was close. You almost had it.
I didn't hit it not once all day. Excuse me.
I wonder if he's getting like confused and throwing out cutter instead of lenses. Because that would have been the perfect setup for lenses, but he did cutter instead.
Right.
I'm thinking it might just be like unfamiliarity and panicking with his inputs.
Absolutely. Good DP. He had a lot of good punishes. His fundamentals are great. He's a great Tekken player. If I'm not mistaken, he's sponsored here in Orlando. So he's a great Tekken player.
I wonder if sometimes he's getting hit in odd spots. He's trying to sidestep. Because it's much less safe in this game than it is in Tekken.
Right.
Or if he's trying to do sidesteps like Tekken, it's not going to work out.
Did you
for
see
him.
that horse shit? Did you see that horse shit? I was so tight.
Yeah, those are active as soon as they're out, man. Even if you hit Caesar, you gotta deal with those.
Right. You're punished. Oh man. So good.
That was a really good stylish.
So good. Dropped it again. Right?
Yep.
Frustrating.
The throw. I don't know what those 2 L's were.
This version of Cat Stance is much better and can be used on Wake Up. Says Zay.
Yeah, I don't like this version of Cast Stance, but that's his opinion. Oh no.
And I didn't punish, right? So I had no idea that the recovery on that was mad long.
Almost every GHA is really punishable. There are a couple of like specific exceptions, but yeah, most of them you get like a full 1 or 2 seconds to do whatever punish you want. I think Joseph's has one of the longest recovery animations,
Right.
but Caesar's is really bad too. It was just like, I think he may have accidentally swept when he was trying to do the input. Because he was just doing LMH into GHA, but he accidentally swept you.
Right. Get that shit out of here, bro. The fucking launch. Get that shit out of here. My one loss game was to this guy, man. He finally he was making a lot of good reads.
Yeah. That's not gonna reach. Yeah, I think he'll be good once he learns, like, just Caesar's playstyle. Because a lot of the time where he's going for combos with uppercut, he should be using either EX uppercut or going for sweep into Oki.
Right.
Because EX uppercut would be giving him a crumple instead of the launcher.
Did you see that mix though? I know you saw that mix.
It's good. It's good. Oh, he started him
good stylish dodge.
That was really good. No raw GHAs.
I think it's 2-0 me right now.
Yeah. So we got one more match.
Like how you made the prediction. Like, yeah, one more match. Not bringing
well,
this.
you just said the only round you lost was to him, and it was already the round you lost.
I don't know what you're talking about. No, he took a game off of me.
Oh, he took a game
Yeah,
off
yeah, he didn't take a set off of me. He took a game off of me. Remember, I was telling you, he started to pick up on my Rekka strings, me fucking up and going straight into Rekka instead of...
Right, I mean, you lost the first round of the last one.
Right, but later on. Okay,
Oh.
this is where he looks at the command list. He's like, yo, my hammy
wanna
cake's
know
not
what
coming out.
was going on.
Right.
Yeah. It annoys me they changed the charge inputs just because it made it confusing.
Well, it's essentially dumbing it down, right?
In general. But it's like they still left, I want to say, like 3 charge moves in the game. So, I don't know, I'm just curious what the reasoning was for all of it.
Right.
Because, like, Bao still has a charge move.
That's mad punishable.
Yeah. You don't want to hammer kick up block. I'm gonna go for lenses.
See how I keep going? I go into Rekkas way too quickly instead of finishing with 6H and then into super jump off of 6H.
Yeah, it would be a lot safer.
I could reset neutral, right? I could super jump backward. Reset neutral completely.
Yeah, I think a lot of this match just comes down to the fact that he doesn't know his combos and you do. So every confirm you get just does a lot more damage than any time he gets a punish.
He definitely understands the matchup.
Yeah, he definitely gets the matchup. He just needs to actually learn his combos so he can get the damage he deserves off of stuff.
Right.
And his setups, because he hasn't done a single one of the Oki setups. I think it's just he doesn't know what to do on knockdown. Where, like, Caesar's all about his Oki play, so once he learns that, he'll be a lot more solid. Also, a lot of the time where he's going for, like, uppercut to stop you from jumping in, where he wants to instead be throwing up lenses in neutral to stop you from jumping in ever, instead of trying to time
they're
his uppercuts.
super active. Those lenses are super active.
Yeah, and even though they only give you, like, soft knockdown at best, it's still keeping you off of him.
Right.
That's what he wants to be doing instead of his actual uppercuts. Throw on wake up there. That was good.
Yep, very good. And he had the right extension idea, he just didn't have the right combo.
No, he needs to be using EX uppercut instead of puts and cancel.
And raw GHA pays off. Or HHA.
Yeah, Susan's raw HHA isn't terrible. It's got good range. Could've gotten a juggle off that if he went for uppercut instead of 5H.
Right.
Well, no, he didn't have the meter to extend it, but at least it wouldn't have dropped.
He's starting to understand the gaps, right? So Dio has a lot of gaps. He's super punishable if you're not afraid to press a button.
Yeah. Well, it's all about the gamble and whether or not Dio's got an actual gap or if it's the frame trap with, like, the launcher. Since the launcher will catch anything that counters his other moves.
Right.
So it's always a 50-50 on, like, can I punish Dio right now? Very good. He's getting some mileage out of jumping out of your, jumping out of stuff on wake up.
Yeah, I love to neutral jump on Oki for some reason. Just feel like neutral jump in this game is so useful.
The jumping in general is good in this game. Being in the air is very, very good. Because as long as you're not, like, jumping close enough to your opponent that they're going to get punished on your landing, it's pretty safe.
Right.
The game lacks a lot of good anti-airs, so you're pretty free in the air a lot of the time. The rare and dangerous triple grab. It's like how I play Smash Bros.
I'm a scumbag, dog. That's all that is. I'm a fucking piece of. I'm a piece of work. You don't know what you're doing. I do. I'm just gonna disrespect you.
Alright, who do we have up here?
This is me again. Alright, I think this is me against probably a geisha. Yeah.
Yeah. Got Diavolo back.
So at this point, after we finish this set, I explained to him that Diavolo has OTG. So his overhead hits on the ground. I either explained it to him before or after the set.
But he also has to know which version that is, because not all versions of it OTG.
Okay, so which one is most
It's
consistent then?
only heavy OTGs, and only L and possibly M will actually combo after 5H.
Got you.
So their speeds and whether they OTG vary depending on strength.
Got you.
So actually, you can frame trap people by switching which version you use, so it'll screw up their timings.
Right. I love Dio's rotate cancel, man.
It's good.
Yeah, it's so pleasing to hit because there's so many hits in a combo, right?
Go for that raw counter.
Disrespectful, right? Wake up with buttons.
Yeah, you ain't throwing him on wake up.
He hit me with this shit. Like, bro, I was like, I'm gonna stylish dodge this shit. Watch. I don't think I stylish dodged it the whole set. Maybe one time.
It's... I don't know, I find it difficult to time.
Mad damage. That combo does so much damage.
Oh yeah, Dio's damage is super good.
His meter build is crazy too, man. I always felt like I had a bar.
Well, especially with his meter drain, yeah, it's insane. Dio is one of the characters who scares me the most, even though he's not one of the top tiers.
Right.
Like, fighting Dio is always scary. Specifically Brando, I'm less scared by, like, Part 3 Dio, but Phantom Blood Brando scares me.
Yeah. Oh my god, bro.
Unblockable.
Yep. That's like, yo, man, stylish dodge it. You gonna stop? You gonna respect me and stop doing it, right? And it just empty jump. Yep. Finally took my head out of my ass.
It's getting revenge for that the dirty triple throw.
Yeah.
Hit you with all the unblockables in the world.
Not once did I hit that.
Rip. He really likes going for epitaph as soon as he has a bar.
Yeah, he loves activating.
Mileage out of it, but
so during all this, I thought he was just stylish dodging everything I did. I was like, yo, you're a fucking criminal for all this shit you get in the way with.
He's not stylish dodging that 0 frame space ripper. I don't think it's actually 0, it's probably like 2 frames. No one's gonna be stylish dodging that.
Right. Get shit out of here, bro.
It's a good sidestep. The best defense against a Dio who's jumping is the sidestep, so he had the right idea.
He was also starting to learn as the day progressed. The more sets he played, I believe he got to play 3 sets altogether, so he got to play at least. He ran it all the way through with Afro, so that's 5 games.
Yeah.
He got to play 3 with me, and then I think he got to play 4 more. So he was learning as the day was going along.
Yeah, because I definitely saw him improving across the matches with Afro. Like, you could tell he was getting better, and it's starting to pay off here. Like, he still doesn't have the damage to deal with, like, your damage output, but, like, fundamentals-wise, he knows a lot better what he's doing now.
Right.
I do think he's still a little overconfident Epitaph.
I don't feel like he should be using it. I feel like it's a crutch for him almost. He's just using it as a defensive mechanism.
I don't think the issue is that's a crutch. I think my problem with it is he's throwing it out when he's too far away and wasting his timer.
Right.
Because the thing is that it's a very short timer, So the more time it takes between you activating and actually like being in range of your opponent, the more of it you're just wasting. Because like earlier he wasted about half of it before any moves came out, where he just jumped over you a couple times.
Right. He's not using it intelligently as far as space control goes. I got you.
Yeah. So it's just like he's ending up not having meter when it would be useful, like when he whiffs stuff or on block.
Well, I'd imagine it's a super offensive tool, especially if you don't have to block to stylish dodge at all. It's just gonna do it on its own.
It's good for both offensive and defensive. It's just super good overall.
Right.
It's probably one of the best supers in the game, just because it's like it makes the best defensive mechanic the game has to offer completely free.
Right.
Because it doesn't cost him guard gauge, so he won't run out. It doesn't. You don't have to do the input, so it's super easy. It gives you free invincibility and frames to punish. So now he's in stand on. Curious if he's gonna go for there. There's a command grab.
See, that was mad punishable. Dio's 5M is super punishable if you block it or it whips.
Yeah.
And there's no follow-up.
That was a cool cross-up. And it wasn't really a cross-up, but it looked cool, the crossover combo.
Right.
Yeah, he's getting hit by the overhead. I'm not sure how I feel about that cancel.
You don't agree with it keeping it safe?
I don't agree with the cancel at all. 2L is safe enough. You could have just done anything after it.
Right.
So you just did another move after it anyway.
Oops, there it is.
That was good. Yeah, it's not.
No, that was an input error.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's gonna kill, and I was like, oh no, wait.
Yeah, no,
That
that
was
was definitely an input error. But after I did that, I came up with the setup idea. Instead of going for a flash cancel or a platinum cancel, right? Just jump cancel into it. Hit him with the medium to restand him if they're trying to mash for a quick restand, and go low afterwards because Dio's gonna land before they do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna land before they do, so go for a mix-up afterwards. Cross up with the jump medium, come down, go low.
He's got so much he can do after that launcher. Like, you can get whatever setups you want.
Right. He's really good, man. He's so far the characters I've tried, he's been the most fun to play.
He is pretty cool.
Cursed hitbox. Let's get it.
Oh my goodness.
Let's get it. Did you see how active that shit was? It hit him after he landed on the ground, bro.
The thing is, like, he couldn't have even blocked it if he knew it was coming. But I just don't think he was aware of how cursed that hitbox is.
Man, it hit him after he hit the ground, bro. It's such a good fucking level 1. It's so
terrifying.
Good. It's so good. And it zones, bro. It's just so good.
Super invincibility, counter hits for like over 30%.
It's just so
It's
good.
insane. Hey, the throw.
Just wait for it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like exactly when the active frames for it end. So much damage.
Yep. Dio's wonderful. His rotate cancel was great. Yeah, I didn't hit it all day, bro. I want to try a different variation. I wonder if super jump cancel 5L again into medium heavy will work. So essentially 5L and then.
I usually go for just 5L 5H. I find it to be pretty consistent.
Oh, okay, yeah. I haven't actually tried that.
Like, I'm pretty sure it works. You just have to cancel into H really fast, but it's pretty consistent. And you should be able to land 6H after.
Right. Yeah. I tried to delay the input this time, and it just didn't come out.
Too long,
right.
Good block.
Yeah, he started blocking. Like I said, he started getting better and adapting as he played more. But I think it was just overwhelming for him to not have, 1, the matchup experience, and 2, not having optimal damage or playtime.
He doesn't have the optimal, like, damage. He doesn't know his character. He doesn't know your character. So it's a lot of unfamiliar with both of them. Like, he's starting to pick up on what you're doing, but unlike whatever the Caesar player's name was.
Insert coins.
insert coins, he's not trying to counter hit you out of stuff. He's not that familiar yet with what you do. Whereas like he's starting to learn the blocks, but he's not confident enough to challenge your Rekkas.
Right.
Well, that's a lot of where you can put a damper on Brando, is starting to actually challenge him and making him think about it. Put the pressure on him to mix you up properly. Alright, now we got
Alright, so this set, right? Insert coins already has a round. So I wasn't able to get the beginning of this set. And so this set had already started. I don't know if insert coins had a game already or what. We'll find out by how long this set is actually.
JoJo.
Yep. His Jotaro's not bad. He had a better idea of what to do with Jotaro.
JoJo's a lot more straightforward than Caesar is, so it doesn't really surprise me.
Right.
I'm glad to see him going for the half circle backender. So he definitely knows at least a little where he's going for that instead of the default ender. However much he's played, he's learned the Jotaro BNB.
Oh shit.
Oh, he did do an air shot. Whether it was intentional or not, he got one.
Oh, he did? I wasn't paying attention. That was actually on me. I was reading the chat. That is on me.
Yeah, it got blocked, but he did actually throw it out. And it connected on block, so he had a good height too.
See, I don't know if that was Whole Horse's auto combo or not, but he strung his buttons together better there. So I don't know if he was getting more comfortable playing or what the case was, but he was stringing his combos together more consistently. He was actually getting hit confirms. It wasn't like.
Does Afro play on normally, like game-wise?
I don't know. I didn't even ask him. I know that him and Geisha have been playing this a lot recently, and they tell me all the time, or they were telling me that all the time they're not able to find games online, and that's when I gave them the Discord, right?
Gotcha.
So, you know, hopefully Afro participates in the server and wants to get better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And I don't know what Geisha's PC situation is, whether or not he has access to Discord or anything like that. But
any of these people joining the Discord could definitely become really good.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I joined it not knowing anything.
They just need the resources to know what they're actually doing in the game. Because the fundamentals are there, especially with insert coins, he knows the mechanics well enough.
Right.
Where it's just they need to learn, you know, how to use them better and how to make good on stuff they're getting. Because the things they have right, they just need to know what to do with them.
Oh, it was a good cross on there. He didn't press any buttons.
Yeah.
It was a good cross on there though.
Good idea. It's exactly what I'm saying. Like, it was a good idea. He just didn't get anything off of it.
Good stylish stuff. Good punish, bro.
That was really good.
Good punish, bro.
That was good.
It was
Cole could have been
insane.
safe if he PC'd, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah, that was a good punish.
The Hanged Man was a good idea. The stylish dodge was better. The GHA closed out the round. It's not bad.
Right.
I do think Afro throws out Hanged Man too much for no reason. Like right there where he just like threw out 5H and Hanged Man at the same time when Hanged Man was nowhere close to in range.
He needs to work on his neutral, I think, along with optimizing, right? Learning BNBs and stuff, as I've said before. But, you know, I feel like in any fighting game, neutral is the most important. You got to be able to out-chess your opponent. Okay, I understand what you mean by his GHA being really weird on startup.
It doesn't hit until the glass is actually falling, so it's way too slow to actually reversal at all.
Does he have a combo for that?
Yeah.
Okay,
You
alright.
can sweep into it, and charge 236S will combo into it.
Got you. Because that's a really weird time, level 2.
Which actually, I think one thing Afro also doesn't seem aware of is, because every now and then he goes for the charge. What he doesn't seem to know is that anytime you land a hit, you can cancel into the charge, you can cancel the charge into bullet.
Oh shit.
So, like, mid-combo, he can do charges. It's just, I don't think he knows that you can cancel 5S into 236A.
No shit.
So, once he knows that, that will help him a lot. Because he's going with regular bullets, which don't really do much for Hole.
Mm-hmm.
Because anytime he lands like a regular combo, he must just do LMH S236S, which
Right.
gives him hard knockdown and a bunch of damage. It also combos into 5L with the right spacing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hull's super scary. You just have to actually understand how his moves work.
Right.
Insert coins Geisha.
Okay, so I believe insert coins 3-0'd Afro, and I caught it during the second game. So now it's insert coins and probably a Geisha, and they're both the losers. Geisha already has a loss to me, and insert also has a loss to me. So the next match should be grand finals. So this should be losers.
I like that that crumple that Geisha threw out.
There you go. He knows the punish.
Which is good because like that did not look like it should work, but he pulled it off. It was very unexpected.
Right. I don't know if Geisha's gonna
was
catch
good,
on.
too.
I don't know if he's gonna catch on to him being consistently punished on his parry with a throw. I don't know what his secondary option is gonna be, but I hope he adapts and takes notice that insert is paying attention to his parries. Nice.
Very good. Well, the thing with stylish dodge into throw is that it's most of the time you're still in recovery by the time their throw comes out, so you can't tech it. So you have to put some cancel your own move and then tech the throw
Oh shit.
or jump, because obviously you can't tech during recovery.
Right.
That was good, getting that jump there. If you jump when you see time stop starting, you'll minimize the damage JoJo can do to you.
Yeah.
Because he just
Absolutely.
can't reach you with his good stuff.
Right.
Also, he could have tech that, it's a soft knockdown.
He's getting mileage off this unblockable though.
Yeah, when people don't know what to do about it, like that you can sidestep it.
Oh my god, that DP, dude. Fucking DP. Read the slow move list descriptions, says Zay. You're gonna have to explain that to me later.
That was good. We had two real stylish dodges there. Good cross up JM.
Good combo.
JoJo classic.
I really want him to get better mix off of that.
That was a good catch on the backdash. I really like that. I think he hit with JL.
Oh, nicely done.
Oh, yeah,
Light,
there we
nicely
go.
done. Nicely done. Good mix.
Very good.
Nicely done.
He's got the right idea with those JoJo breath setups. I like to see him go for them more often.
They're really scary, right? His breath
they're
setups,
terrifying.
especially from like mid range, because it's guaranteed. It's a guaranteed jump in for Jotaro if he comes mid range.
It's just super ambiguous. You just have to guess which side he's coming down on.
Right.
And JM is super active, so it's really free for him.
Nice,
That's gonna
nice, yeah. If he would have got the juggle, it would have been really,
Yeah, that would have been really good.
really impressive. Nobody is ready for this, bro. There it goes. Good
It
punish.
seems insert points tends to get hit by it once and then he'll jump the second one. He's done it a few times. Where if Geisha was actually letting it go earlier instead of waiting for it to be on her, he could catch him on the jump.
Right. So is his parry a natural reversal on wake up?
Which, the counter?
Yeah. His time stop, is it a natural
I don't remember if it's active frame 1. I would have to actually check that.
I got you.
I don't think it's active frame 1. Most counters in this game have at least a couple frames of startup.
Ooh, nice. Good stylish dodge too. Damn,
Didn't
that
get anything off of it, but it
that's-
did make him waste meter.
that sequence was yeah.
There's
Cross
breath,
up again.
and
Yep.
there we go.
Yep.
That didn't even have to cross up. He was still in hit stun when that JM came down. Because breath does technically hit stun, even though it's not counted as a hit.
Oof. There it is.
Very good stylish. Good punish. Well, he shouldn't be any. Well, I guess if Geisha is not teching the DP knockdown, it's not that.
He's
big a
ready,
deal.
bro. Yeah, Insert Coins is
is.
ready, man. He's warming up. He's ready. This
Once
Jotaro
he
is
knows the
definitely
game
better.
He's gonna be really good.
Yeah, he's definitely better with Jotaro than he is Caesar. He has more character knowledge, I should say. Oh yeah, he's activated, right? He's
Oh yeah.
Thought he stylish dodged that, bro. I was about to
Forgot
lose
that
my. I was
activation.
about to lose my shit. Nice. Timing's off.
Yeah, he's insert coins is catching his backdash, which is really good. That's one of the things you have to keep in mind in this game, is a lot of the time backdashing is not the best option.
Right.
A lot of characters have really punished with backdashes, so if you can actually punish that, it becomes really easy to fight people who aren't still like solid on their defense yet. A lot of people get scared and they don't want to deal with the block strings in this game, so they're going to backdash. And if you have a good way to catch that backdash, you can get a punish every time.
As Sensei Daigo would say, just take the throw. You know what I'm saying? The block and take the throw. That's it. Fucking combo. So right now it's 2-0 insert coins.
Yeah. Oh, throws can do a lot of damage in this game. I don't always want to take the throw.
Would you rather take the throw or take a 25% B&B?
I don't know, if you take 2 throws, you're taking 25%, so...
Well, like I said, would you rather play defense the first time around, take the throw, or take the 25%?
Well, then the other problem
Good
is...
stylish dodge. He's ready for that, bro.
Yeah, he is. He's getting really good at it.
Alright, he mixed him with the throw this time. He was ready. Oh,
it was a good backdash, but he went for the counter instead of a real punish. Because right there on the backdash, he could have punished that JM.
Yeah, so Geisha's movement is looking a lot more fluent. It's looking a lot more fluent than it was earlier.
Yeah, his movement feels more intentional. He knows more like where he's going and what he's trying to do.
Right.
He's getting good at getting the counters off, but still needs to perfect his mix. Because, like, that time he just went for a straight 5L, which obviously is...
He just mashed out. He didn't respect that at all, bro. He was like, fuck it, I'm gonna mash out of this.
He's been going for throw a lot.
They should kill, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely gonna kill. Well, I don't know. The damage is gonna get scaled. Okay, still kills.
Yeah.
When you're in time stop, it about halves your damage, so I wasn't, like, certain.
Drop this combo. Okay. It's not a bad choice.
There's the unblockable.
He's got to go for that OTG sooner, man. He's not confident with his inputs. He's not timing them correctly. He's got to go for that OTG.
Like Zay was mentioning, this other scary thing about throws in this game is a lot of characters get their Oki off of it, and Oki is one of the scariest things we have. As a Dio player, you should know that.
Yes. No. I agree. So I read that too, and I was going to pose a nice question after you read it. I didn't want to interrupt you while you were in the middle of a thought.
Yeah.
Alright, so now my question is, what is the best way defensively? Oh my goodness. Fuck. Oh my goodness.
Block
Just
the overhead, my
hold
guy.
that, bro. Hold that shit. Oh.
Here comes the throw.
Good mix.
I don't like that he keeps going for uppercut, but it seems like he's having trouble with the 3H into a half circle back.
Yeah.
So
it's an easier input into the
he's going for
DP,
the
right?
safer option.
Yeah.
But if Geisha knew to tech that, then he'd be getting in trouble for that in the corner.
Which I explained that to him earlier in the day, that you have a quick wake up. Oh, he took him around. Good shit.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I was explaining to him and Afro earlier in the day that if you mash rotate on soft knockdowns, you get a quick wake up. So I don't know if that information was good stylish dodge. I don't know if that information was actually absorbed or it was just misunderstood.
I think part of it is a lot of people can't tell the difference between soft and hard knockdown in this game. That's because you can't tell the difference unless you tech it.
Right.
Everything looks like hard knockdown until you tech it.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm just always mashing rotate when I get knocked down.
That's what I do. As soon as like the hit counter starts going, I'm just mashing rotate.
Yep.
Which is actually why a lot of the time if people go for a reset, I'll get hit by it because they'll hit me out of my rotate.
Right.
Because I'm just mashing on assuming I'll get launched. And if they don't launch me, then I just get caught by whatever they do next.
My question on that time stop combo: if he was closer to the wall, could he have juggled off of that level 1?
Yes, you can juggle off level 1 at the very end.
Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, that's
Although
great.
most people go for Starfinger to end time stop instead,
Right.
which also sets up for juggle at the wall. I was fishing for the stylish dodge, but got jumped in on.
Nice. Very good by insert coins. Very
Very,
good.
very good.
Geisha was showing some promise towards the end, though. He was definitely playing more confident.
He took a round
Yeah,
off
yeah.
someone like markedly better than he was. So
Yeah, he was definitely
he's
playing
improving.
way more confident. So
Now,
this is the
Grand?
end. This is grand finals. Yeah.
Okay,
This is grand finals.
that's what I figured. Almost got that breath set up. Different spacing. That's one of the hard things about cross-ups in this game for anyone with cross-up setups is
They're
crouching hitboxes can vary a lot. And Brando's is shorter than Diavolo's, so he just missed you.
Right. The cross-ups in this game are super ambiguous, though, right?
Oh yeah, they're super ambiguous.
They can hit on the same, like, it can fuzzy you on the same side, and they'll land behind you and still get a combo if you block it same side.
Yeah, there are a couple characters who can actually hit you in the back and then fall in front of you.
Right.
It's really rare, but characters like Narancia, I've seen it happen to me like more than once. Narancia has one of the scariest cross-ups in the game, just because you cannot tell which side he's on most of the time.
Right.
But
Not blocking his toes, but I'm dropping records, so it doesn't matter.
Look for the high block.
This mix-up right here is really good. I feel like that neutral jump, it allows for side switching if you very slightly go 2-9 instead of 2-8.
Yeah.
So
Throw to MD.
I should have punished. Good anti-air.
Very good.
Fuck that. Get that
that
weak
was
shit out of
rough.
here. That weak shit out of here.
Double throw.
Double throw. Also get that weak shit out of here. I'm biased, obviously. The fuck? That's me. I'm biased, obviously. The hell?
You get less biased commentary next time.
So I was gonna ask Freemeal if he wanted the 3-man, but I didn't wanna put any pressure on him.
Nah.
Because he definitely has way more knowledge, and you definitely have way more knowledge than I do in this game.
Yeah. I do think most of the characters I've seen people playing, they're starting to get how they play, and it really is just, they need to like look at the wiki and learn their combos and just a little bit about their playstyle, and they can be pretty competitive.
Yeah, I agree. Everybody that played had good potential because they had fundamental fighting game knowledge.
Yeah, which helps a lot.
Which next month, right? I mentioned to you, I think it was yesterday or the day before.
Yeah.
I spoke to Manny, and Manny wants to do JoJo again next month. I don't know if he wants to do it as a side game or a main game, but I know for sure Insert Coins will play again. I know for sure Geisha and Afro will show up. You know, the people that were there that played will play again. There was a guy who played Jonathan that I didn't get any footage of, unfortunately, because the fucking files. Yeah, dude, the files, bro. Like I said, I will have a better setup next month. You know, if it happens. He said it would, so I'm hoping it does. But I'll have a better setup, and hopefully that guy shows up again. This Jonathan wasn't bad.
I assume he went out in like first round.
I think he definitely took a game. He definitely took a game. Yeah, he definitely took a set.
Jonathan's pretty solid, so if he picks up Jonathan, then for sure he can get some good mileage out of it.
Right. That's 1-0 me.
Yep.
This was actually a really good set because he was making good reads, and I was playing very thematically in the essence of not mixing my block strings up. Like, I had a couple empty jumps that he wasn't ready for, but I was just not mixing my block strings up at all. So he started to make really good reads, and after playing I think he played 2 sets in a row, he was just ready to go.
I think it's also it helps a lot that he's the most familiar with the mechanics of the game, and now he's playing a character who's a little easier to use.
Right.
So he just understands more in general what he's doing right now than most of the other players. Except for maybe the guy who played Jonathan, because Jonathan's pretty fundamental when it comes to fighting games.
I think that'll be the next character I actually pick up and try to learn, because that unblockable taunt setup looks like a lot of fun. It just looks like a lot. It just looks like a lot of fun.
Jonathan looks super cool when you know how to do his stuff.
Right.
I mean,
Phantom
not to
Blood.
mention,
Phantom
he's
Blood
really
confirmed to
effective,
be
too.
the best part of the Phantom Blood. Confirmed.
I actually like 100% feel like in this game, Part 1 is one of the strongest in the game.
So
Aside from Part 5, which obviously has both of the top tier characters,
which would be
Part 1 is
Diavolo
probably
and
the second most solid, and Narancia.
and Narancia. Got you.
Because both of those two are like the absolute top, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinion.
Got you.
But Part 1, everyone in Part 1 is high tier. It's just Will is notably harder than the other two to play.
Right. I still feel like he has a lot of good tools though. See, look, good interrupt, and he got the round because he interrupted the record.
Yeah.
Really good
He's
shit.
learning what your block strings are. He's not respecting them.
Really good shit.
That's gonna help too. Is people actually learning what to do against your Brando.
Well, the thing is,
Brando's very much matchup knowledge and knowing what you can challenge.
I feel like there's so much more I can expand on with this character though, bro. Like right now, during this tournament and how I've been playing him because I've been mixing it up with so many games on stream and things like that. I feel like there's so much more I can do with him. Like I'm not fully expanding I'm not fully expanding the character. You know what I mean? Because I feel, like I said earlier, with the jump M cross up into going low because of the restand property if they're mashing and the quick wake up. You know, just things of that nature.
Yeah, there's definitely things you can do to improve it, but it's not bad so far. You've got a pretty solid Brando. And a lot of it with Brando just comes down to, even at like his highest level, a lot of it relies on him getting his 50-50s. Like people have to block wrong.
Respecting you, essentially, yeah.
Yeah, you have to force your opponent to respect your options, and it's a lot of conditioning. So, which part of that's going to come down to punishing your opponent's attempts to punish you, which is going to require you getting the matchup knowledge as well.
Right.
Because a lot of this game, a lot of it is matchup knowledge, and that's a big part of what's lacking here right now, is just people not knowing the game or the characters well enough, where once they learn their matchups, then it's going to be a lot different.
Absolutely. Well, what, you know, the big iconoclast is, you know, why did the FGC let this fucking game die? Because it is really fundamentally, mechanically sound, and I believe in that statement. That's why I keep saying it. So the major iconoclast is why'd you let the shit die? And that's what it comes down to. Not even about being a JoJo fan in essence, being a fighting game fan. Why'd you let this shit die?
I mean, if you really want to answer that question, Freemeal has like a 5-part video series on why this game died.
Yeah, I'll definitely look into it, Freemeal, and I have been reading your comments in Twitch chat, bro. I got you. I'm gonna respond to all that afterward.
There's actually a really good playlist for anyone who's interested, not just you. There's a playlist on Freemeal's channel called Why Don't People Play JoJo ASB Now?
Right.
And it goes in detail on like everything.
30 FPS meme took over.
it did. Like honestly, it hurt a lot. A lot of people look at this game and they're like,
the first set, or
what's the 30 FPS game?
It was
and it's like, well...
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. That was the second game? First game.
Yeah. But like, a lot of people legitimately won't give this game a chance because of technical limitations.
I don't notice. I don't even notice it, to be honest. I don't even notice it.
The thing is, once you actually play the game, you don't start to feel it, because the stuff, it's not like moves are slow.
No.
It's just that, I don't know, people don't seem to understand what the difference in frame rate really means.
The poke.
It was very good. Where a lot of it comes down to people hate on for the frame rate, which doesn't really matter, and then the other big problem is the netcode, which does matter. And you personally have experienced how much the netcode matters in this game.
That's the biggest issue. It's not the frame rate. I don't notice the frame rate. The only time I'm gonna notice the frame rate is when the netcode is fucking me. When I played offline Saturday, this tournament, there was no issues. Everything I wanted to do happened. I had no issue. Everything I wanted to happen happened. There was no like, oh, I fucking dropped my input because there was a delay. No, that never happened.
Yeah.
So, you know, people just being fucking picky is people being picky.
It's honestly a lot of what it comes down to is small problems that get blown out.
Cross up, see, same side, lands on the opposite side. Very good cross up.
So I'm really glad that you've gotten people to try it, because the biggest thing is getting people to give it a chance in the first place. So once they try it, most people realize, like, hey, it's a fun game. It's not as bad as people say it is. But it's got a bad reputation, both for a couple of technical problems that still exist, and for how rough 1.0 was.
Right.
And people don't, like, realize the entire game changed so much between 1.0 and 1.03 that it's hardly the same game at all.
Right. My biggest thing is, like I told you already.
Good round.
Great round. Yeah, he made a very solid defense. Fuck that setup. Get that weak shit out of here. My story with this game, even before watching the anime, is I found out that there was an actual when Fighters dropped, right? I was like, yo, give JoJo to Arc System. I need a JoJo 2D fighting game, right? I didn't even know this game existed. About 6 or 7 months later, I discovered it. I was like, yo, this game looks fucking sick. Right? Later, I started watching the series. Whatever. I've not heard anything bad about it, personally. I mean, I'm sure there was bad perspective and shit on it when it dropped. Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? But from my opinion, in the 2.5 years or 2 years that I've been playing fighting games consistently now, this is really like in my top 5 mechanically. It's really good. It's really fucking good.
Yeah, mechanically, this is my favorite fighting game right now. One of the other things that I think hurt it a lot around release was, firstly, around release, JoJo just wasn't as popular here. So especially in the West, the game just didn't have that big of an audience to take it in, which meant the only place we saw competitive play was at, like, anime cons, which most people don't take seriously fighting game tournaments at anime cons.
Right.
Like, as lame as it is, because those tournaments can be good, it's just, it never hit any tournament that mattered, so a lot of people weren't even aware it existed. Where it's like, you see, the only time I've ever seen it at, like, a major tournament was the time it was the mystery game
at Combo Breaker.
Or was it Combo Breaker?
In Combo Breaker 2016.
Okay.
Or Justin Wong played and shit.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking about.
That kills, yep, that's
like,
the good game. Insert Coins took that game, yeah, it's 2-1.
But the only time it's gotten, like, a real showing, it was shown terribly because neither of the players knew the game.
Right.
So, like, even at that one chance for people who weren't familiar with it to see the game, it did not look good.
That tiny piece of exposure gets pissed away by lack of experience.
It was terrible, and even then, not many people saw that. So, it never got a chance to shine, so it didn't have an option but to die for the most part.
My goal right now, which I'm small time, don't get it fucked up, I'm real small time. My goal right now, as far as this game goes, is to learn it in its entirety, break it essentially, and to breathe life back into it. If there's a fucking way that I could be someone who helps it put it back on the map. Thank you. Put it back on the map. I would be so fucking thrilled. This is a great game.
I mean, the fact that you got an offline tournament and possibly it becoming a monthly is more than has been done with it in like 3 years.
Which blows my fucking mind, dude.
Because like the closest we got to this was one online tournament that ended really poorly.
Right.
Which, like, both due to netcode reasons and due to just community reasons, it didn't work.
Right.
So, like, I'm impressed and very happy seeing any kind of interest in the game. Even if, like, I'm not close enough to really be part of it, it blows me away that you have anything. I'm really happy to see it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I got a couple, you know, I got a couple connections where I can pull a couple strings, you know what I mean? So, you know, just having relationships with the people I've built relationships with in the fighting game community over the past 2 years have really come to benefit recently. And people have been super supportive because I've been grinding my ass off. I actually came from not knowing shit about fighting games to being able to place. And, you know, it's just nice, man. It's nice to have the community behind you, people you give a fuck about, you know, support you.
It's like, I don't know, seeing this and hearing about the support you got, I'm, like, honestly thinking about trying to hit some of the locals here and see if I can get anything going for it.
Yeah, bro, let it be, I don't like the word motivation, right? So just let it be inspiration, right? to let you know that, you know, if you can handle people correctly and build that relationship, you know, it's not impossible. This, like, we keep saying this game is mechanically good, so there should be no reason it be denied. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the biggest thing is just game people say, like, yes, it's an anime game. Yes, it's kind of weird and off the wall.
That's what makes it good. That's what makes it good.
Game.
Yeah, no, that's what makes it good. That is truly what makes it good.
And Zay, that's the one we were talking about. That was the mystery game Combo Breaker tournament. So yeah, that was the one we were discussing a moment ago.
Yeah.
That's like the most
recent like big event
in the US ever.
Mm-hmm. I found a couple like small time events, but the guys who played were really good.
Yeah, there's one with Cars and a Vanilla Ice player in Grand Finals. The Cars was really good. He was a Japanese player.
Right.
I can't remember his name for the life of me, but he was really good.
That's the set right there. Punish that. You're not getting that set up no more, boy.
No way.
Good shit though. Insert Coins played his ass off, man.
Yeah, but that one, like I said, was again an anime con event, so it didn't really matter.
Right.
A lot of people didn't see it. It doesn't really matter.
There was it was at a local. It looked like it was in like a game store, like a small time shop where they sold like classic shit. The guy's name that he went by was Nintendo Freak. That was his name.
Yeah.
And he played a really solid Jonathan. I'm talking about Half-Life combo, consistently solid Jonathan. And I don't know.
Jonathan was one of the first characters to take off around the game's release.
I don't know how far in the game's life it was. I think it was 2014, if I'm not mistaken.
That would be probably. I think that's about when it came out in the U.S.
Yeah. Yeah. So I
maybe
mean,
it's 2013.
There were a few people when the game, you know, came out in the NA that took it seriously. At least from what I can see from the tournaments that are available online.
Yeah. There's not much. They're hard to find.
No, there's really not. It's unfortunate, bro. It really saddens me, and I'm sure it saddens you wholeheartedly more than me because you've been a part of the community much longer than I have, along with everybody else who plays this game. Yeah, so
it brought back my interest for fighting games that I had when I first got into them. Like when I first picked up Marvel 3 as my first fighting game ever, it's the same kind of excitement of. Like, every time I go to practice mode, I'm learning something new. And you want to play this game because of the system. You want to look for stuff and just try stuff out. So, it's one of those where, like I said, I think if people would give it a chance, a lot of people would find that they like this game a lot more than they think they would.
Absolutely.
Where it just comes down to getting out there and making the connections and sitting people in front of a console and saying, "Hey, play this."
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna show you. I'm not gonna show you shit. Just have fun, go crazy, because it's a lot of fun just to learn on your own.
Look at the command list. Here's a list of the system mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
Go to town. But that's the hard part, is getting to that point and getting people to take you seriously.
Yeah. Yep. Which, for me, the game doesn't have a laughable presentation. The presentation, like, at its base, isn't laughable. I don't go to the menu screen and start giggling like, yo, what the fuck is this fighting game? This isn't a fucking fighting game.
Well, it's not. It's not like
you have games
where you hit the character select and it's just a full of waifus.
Right. Well, that's what I'm getting at. We have games currently like SNK Heroines getting a fucking competitive scene, like.
Yeah.
At major events, which is fine. I have no dislike for that game.
Yeah, I don't like specifically heroines, but it's just way
fucking wackier than this is, right? And this is also a way older game, but that's not the point. That's not the fucking point. The point is, no fighting. I don't feel from my perspective, no fighting game should be taken seriously where big amounts of money are involved, where you can pick up power-ups in the middle of a match. And I don't know much about Tekken Tag or Tekken Cross Tag, whatever it was called, because I wasn't around then for fighting games. But I'm pretty sure that also had power-ups and it was really popular. But from my perspective, it's not that I don't respect it. I'm not gonna give it the time of day, even if it's fun, as a serious competitive game.
Why aren't
It's one of those things where it's like you look at like Smash Bros and you play with power-ups off.
Right.
You look at like competitive Lethal League and you don't play with the power-ups on. Like most of the time, you want to break it down to as skill based as possible, and like Heroines is designed around the opposite of that idea. Which I don't know. Like I don't hate the game, and I don't like disagree with people for wanting to play it. But seeing that game in competitive light to me seems really weird.
It's upsetting, right? It's almost. I feel like it's slightly disrespectful to people who play really difficult fighting games like Tekken or Guilty Gear. For me, those two games, at their core, are probably two of the hardest fighting games to learn and get good at because they require the most time.
Guilty Gear is so hard.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I feel like Guilty Gear for a while, just like semi-casually here at the college, and even on a casual level, that game is rough.
Right. And I feel like Tekken is even harder because the fucking move list is a Bible verse. There's like 230 moves per character, and fuck if you can remember 100 of them, you can mix any opponent, right? And you can combo with anything, bro.
Oh yeah, you're totally right. Like Tekken's one of the games I've never managed to pick up just because there's so much to it.
I've owned it since release. I probably only put 25-30 hours into it though. That's how difficult it is, bro.
Yeah, I picked up Tekken 7 and I still have not finished a single arcade mode run after hours and hours of practice.
That should tell you all you need to know about the difficulty of. And I feel like unless you're a legacy player or that's the only game you play, it's really hard to just manage. I mean, nothing is impossible. Don't get it fucked up. Nothing is impossible. You know, it's all about capacity. You know, how passionate are you about fighting games? I mean, I picked this game up in 2 weeks. I think.
Yeah, I think part of it also comes down to, especially for Tekken, I don't have a whole lot of drive for it, partially just because I don't care for any of the characters, and I don't really like the system that much. It's like, as great of a game as it is, I don't think I could ever really get into Tekken. Where, funnily enough, for this game, I knew none of the characters before I jumped in, because I was watching just like some Guilty Gear stuff, and I ran across a compilation of all the supers from this game, and based on that, I ordered it, because I was like, this looks really cool.
Yeah, Fate's a motherfucker, ain't it?
So, and now it's like, this is the game I've spent most of my time playing, and I absolutely adore it, and will push it on anybody who'll listen to me.
Right. Yeah, Fate's a motherfucker. For everybody talking, sorry T, give me 1 second. For everybody talking in Twitch chat and I'm not acknowledging you, I do apologize. I'm just trying to keep cohesiveness, I guess, with the tournament ideal. So I will address all of that when me and T finish up here.
Yeah, what was I even saying?
I didn't mean to interrupt you, bro. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I've already forgotten. I'm moving a mile a minute.
So you found the compilation, you ordered the game.
Oh, yeah. And I ended up picking up the game. Because it was a fun game. And I think that's part of one of the things that people get caught on with games that are tied to franchises. Where with this game, it's people who aren't JoJo fans often will just pass it up because they don't care about it. Which I guess, like, my counterpoint to that is, like, why'd you pick up Street Fighter in the first place?
Okay.
You didn't have any ties to the Street Fighter characters from anywhere.
This game is the reason I actually started watching the anime.
Same here. I was actively avoiding the series until I picked up this game and was like, okay, this is kind of cool. What's it about? I
knew about this series back in the 90s. Well, I was a kid in the 90s, right? But as I'm getting older, I've heard of the anime itself and the manga and how it's come from the 90s. I didn't discover that they remade it in fucking whatever. We discussed the day before. It doesn't matter. They remade it in the last 6 years, right? I didn't find that out until this year. I was like, oh shit. So after I found the game is when I found out that they remastered the series essentially. So I knew it existed. I wasn't avoiding it. I've always heard good things about it. I just never actually dedicated time to watch it. I had watched so many other things in the past fucking 5-6 years. Anime related. But that's beside the point. But this game is what brought me to the series itself, and I'm so fucking happy it did, because the series might as well be just as good, if not better, than the fucking game. And it makes playing the game that much more enjoyable. For me, at least.
Absolutely. Well, for me, I'll put it in the chat, but specifically for this game, there was one video that sold me on it, and it was just this game looked so cool. Oh, I can't post links in chat anymore.
No. I got you.
Rip,
Fucking,
man.
look. Okay, so I activated Nightbot. I unbanned. How the fuck do I do this from mobile? I unbanned this fucker. Let me ban him. Just so you could do uptime and shit. And it's a mistake. Go ahead and post it again. Fuck Nightbot. I hate that son of a bitch.
Okay. Let's see. There we go. But it was just like I got into this game and the series overall just because it looked cool, and I think that's one of the things that I'd like to get more out there is the game looking cool and getting it in front of people, because it's like making a game look good will do a lot towards getting people interested in the game. And I think there's too much that people see about what's wrong with the game compared to stuff that makes it look really good.
I agree to an extent. For me, it's all about community, right? I wholeheartedly believe that. I wholeheartedly believe if you want a game to be continuously taken seriously and to be held at events, no matter how big, no matter how small, it's all about community. If you, I'm gonna use a recent example. Eunice has been out, I think, 4 years, and it released on PS3 first, right? It got remastered with a new version, the same way Guilty Gear did. With the Unio, right? That was the PS4 release. Recently, I think it was CEO or CEO Taku. They had 300 entrants, and that was like the most entrants at a Eunice tournament ever. This game doesn't have the same graphical style, but imagine if it was ported and remastered. I feel like it looks better aesthetically. But just imagine if community could 10 toes down, hold this game and be passionate about it and support it, not bash it, complain about it. You know, it's one of those things where you really have to just come together. It's the idea of togetherness, which really doesn't exist too often within the fighting game community as a whole. But it's the idea of togetherness, right? You come together, you make the decision, okay, we're gonna support the fuck out of this game no matter what, and we're gonna get it here, and we're gonna make sure it's played here. We're going to do that. I don't give a fuck what we have to do that. We're going to come together and make that happen. And once that happens, you know, you can only look up from there. And then you do it again and again. And as you keep progressing, the events get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until you hit a major. And now you get to see your game in a major again.
Yeah.
It's all about support. I'm trying to think of a more recent example of like an older game that gets played at major still. I'm fucking drawing a blank, but I know there's definitely one. Skullgirls.
Hokuto no Ken still gets played at tournaments.
Fucking Skullgirls too, bro. Skullgirls came out in what, 2012, 2013? So before this game came out? If I'm not mistaken.
When did Hokuto no Ken come out? Because that's even older.
I have no idea.
When did that come out? The fighting game? Because that's like a super old Arxis game. That still gets played in tournaments. It was released in 2005.
See?
And as recently as either last Evo or 2 Evos ago, that got played. Like, it was a side game, but it was still a streamed side game.
Yeah, and that's what's important, is getting exposure for your game and your community and having, you know, doing whatever you have to do. It comes down to passion. I mean, where do your goals lie as far as what you're passionate about? Anybody, you know, it's easier said than done, especially living in America. You know, abandoning your 9 to 5 to do what you need to do. I don't suggest that, because I can't do that myself. I try to manage my time the best way I can, but it comes down to how dedicated you are to wanting to make it happen and doing whatever you need to do, losing sleep or, you know, missing out on meals and shit to make things happen. You just got to. You got to grind it, but if you want it to happen, it will. You just gotta make sure it happens.
That's why, like, I've been putting it off, but it's one of those things where, like, seeing that you can actually make this happen, even as a side game at a tournament, it's kind of like, you know, maybe it's worth going out there and trying to get people interested.
Yeah.
There are locals around that, you know.
Yeah, you can definitely lobby, bro. Yeah, you just gotta want it. You can lobby. I'd imagine, I don't know what this scene's like in Ohio. Like I told you,
There's a lot of Smash Bros.
Okay, well, I expect that everywhere, every state. Anyways, Nintendo has like a hold on everything, I feel.
Yeah.
But I feel like it comes down to lobbying, you know, uh, inviting, meeting new people, getting to even going out to your local and just taking your own setup and hey, check this shit out, let's play whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Even hosting like offline nights at your crib or something, your dorm, wherever you live at, just inviting people over. Have a couple people bring their setups. I don't know how big your space is, but just essentially building relationships to where you can strategize some kind of control to where your influence now matters.
Right.
You know what I mean? So no, it's really playing chess while also getting familiar and building relationships with new people that are interested in the same kind of games you are, not necessarily the same one. You know what I mean? I feel like there's this big, not big, but narrow state of mind within the FGC as a whole, where it's like, if it's not my game, I don't give a fuck about it. Which I mean, why not?
That's definitely a problem.
Why not just be open minded? Yeah, I mean, if it's not yours, you don't have to shit on it. Just be open minded.
That's what I liked about like playing fighting games casually here at the college for the past few years, where it's like I've played probably 5 times more fighting games than most competitive players have tried. Because it was just like, if you brought a game, we would play it.
Right.
It was like, we might only play it for one day, but everybody will give it a shot. Like, we'll pass around the controllers.
Right.
The video, if you guys are looking for it, the one that we just watched.
It's private right now.
It's private right now, but we're gonna post it later with all the commentary.
I'm gonna do that. I'll also have the version without commentary, so if you just want to watch the footage as a whole, you'll have that without any, like right now we're having a discussion and shit afterwards. So,
but we are gonna like archive the version with the commentary so that people can watch that too.
Yes.
Be more interesting to people who aren't familiar with the game and don't know what's going on just watching it.
Yes, T, turn the fuck up, bro. T got all the knowledge for you. T has all the fucking knowledge, bro. Yeah, thank you too. Before I forget, thank you, bro.
Oh, sure thing.
You really came through and without fucking missing a beat, just inhibit the knowledge. Correct.
I don't think that's the word you're looking for.
Correct. No. That's the word. You inhibit it, sir.
Inhibit means prevent.
Well, you know what? you prevented my lack of knowledge then. So
that works.
Yeah. See. Segues.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's great to be able to, I mean, as little as it is, it's great to be able to do something like this for the community where, I can add to something that, might lead to getting more people into the game. That's what I'm all about, is getting people interested and getting people to try it and to have fun.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's a game I love and I want more people to enjoy it just as much as I do, because it's a great game.
Well, you have high IQ. Like I said, bro, you you high IQ for this game, which high IQ period, right? I'm just gonna give you the wholehearted compliment. I feel like you could get this at least a local where you're from.
I mean, I think at the very least, I could see what I need to do, put up a flyer on the boards of my college, get a room once a week, because there's plenty of empty rooms I can steal a TV to use.
Yeah, that's perfect. So, and if you have
start like a weekly or a monthly or something and leave it open to anyone to come,
and make it free registration and provide like small fucking prizes like pizza, drink, whatever, bro. Just some kind of it's an A word that I always have an issue saying, but I can spell the shit. But yeah, provide things that want people to come if it's free and actually experience it. You know what I mean? It comes if you have any social media groups that you're a part of, fighting game related, or start your own, and anybody in your area who plays, bring them in and do what you need to do.
Like, I know my college is full of like anime fans and weebs, so I'll get somebody to
show up.
There you
go. That's easy.
Who cares if they're good?
Easy
I can get interest. Easy
targets, bro.
Those people can get their friends who are good at fighting games to show up, or maybe they'll get good.
Yeah.
If I can put on weekly, there's plenty of time for people to get good at it.
Yeah.
The game's cheap if people have a PS3.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of it's just building up the interest and getting the word out there.
Yep.
I think honestly, like a lot of people in our community have that opportunity, because we've got a lot of people who are, in high school or college and have the opportunity to get connections to a lot of people who could be just as interested in the game. But a lot of it's, making that first reach out and be like, hey, look at this game. It's good.
Yep. I feel like that's with anything new. Especially when it's older, it's a lot harder to convince people to try something that's been around for a while.
Yeah, and it does definitely hurt this game currently that it's still PS3 only.
It always
makes it
it'll
really
always be
hard
that way.
to get people in.
It'll always be that way.
It just sucks because I can't even count the number of people I've seen where it's like like I'll post a video on Twitter or somebody else posts on Twitter or something cool in the game, and you get like dozens of comments like, "Wow, if this was on PS4, I would pick it up," or it's like, "I wish this was on PS4 because then I could actually play it." It's
port it to PS4, port it to fucking Steam, put it on Steam, put it on fucking PS4. You can put the same version, just put the same fucking version with a better netcode. And like I said, it'll be a lovely time. People will get back into it or at least try it. You know, I don't give a fuck. I wouldn't even care if they charge full game price. I wouldn't give a fuck. I'd buy it. I mean, that's me.
I would buy this game. I bought this game twice with all the DLC on both versions. Like, I'm a sucker for this game, man.
Yeah, absolutely. It's amazing. Zay says to mention the PS3 demo.
Yeah, there is a free PS3 demo. I don't remember which characters are available. You can't play all the characters in it. But anybody who has a PS3 can pick up a demo if this game looks interesting at all to them. Because like we're not even asking you to commit and buy the game immediately. You can try it out. Yeah. Absolutely free. I didn't
even know there was a demo.
Yeah, there is.
So there you go. I didn't even get that.
There's no reason to not try the game. Like any of your reasons to not try the game if you have a PS3 are out the window.
Also, there is a emulator on PC.
The emulator is kind of bad, but yeah,
it's horrible. Listen, any footage you've ever seen of it on YouTube, fucking lie if it's running good. Okay.
Like, it doesn't even have the health bars displayed. You can't view the health bars in the emulator version.
If for some reason you can get the PS3 emulator running well with the ported game that's available for that emulator, that's a free way to try it as well. If for some fucking reason you can get it to run well, I have a $3,500 fucking tower that can't run it.
I still like advocate 100% play on the PS3 because like it's designed for that, and even it can't handle it properly because we still get frame rate drops under certain circumstances.
Right.
In part 2.
I also suggest that too. But if you're looking for like workarounds, like I did before purchasing it, there's that. I don't suggest it, but it's there. It's fucking horrible. It'll make you cry. It's so bad.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It's pretty rough.
Yeah, but I had fun, man. That was a good time.
It was good. I'm glad you invited me.
Yeah, bro. Of course.
I invited myself, I guess.
No, it works out, bro. You've been a huge help, a huge assistance to my growth in this game. And you've stuck around and you've been patient, understanding, and willing to help. I haven't even had to fucking ask. You've just been there to help. So
yeah, I'm all about like I want to get the information out there. Like I said, I just want to get people playing because it's a good game, and I like to see people have fun, and to see people having fun with the game I also enjoy. Like that's the dream.
Yeah, man. That's what it comes down to. And this game is complex enough to where you have your, auto combos or your easy beats, right? Or you can learn the intricate shit and really have fun.
Which I think like it's like speaking of that, even like it's a testament to the fact that you could get people back into this game with how many like there was a huge spike in interest when we discovered that rotate cancel tech like last year.
That shit is awesome.
There was a lot of people who
Kotaku wrote an article on that, right?
I don't remember if Kotaku did. I know Shoryuken had one.
There was definitely like a bigger website or
I mean SRK is decently big.
Yeah. It might have been them, but I didn't realize that was last year, but I definitely saw an article for it when I was when I couldn't find that diagram that Freemeal made, and was it X? I couldn't remember.
It was one of those things where like it just proved that like there are people who would give this game a shot if there was a better way for them to, because that's when where most of the comments about I wish it was on PS4 came from.
Right. Yeah, this game is crazy. This game is really good.
It's just like it would be great if we got a port or anything just to give people the chance to try this game, because whenever they see it they're like, wow, that's cool, I wish I could play it.
Well, you know what? If CyberConnect doesn't have any interest of fucking doing anything with it, sell the license. Let somebody else port it, or let somebody else make a sequel. Sell the license. If you guys don't want to, if you guys don't think it's profitable, if you don't think you'll pull any revenue from a port or a sequel, fucking give the license to somebody else and let them do it. I'm not saying change the game. Just give me a fucking port. Give the license up if you're not gonna do anything with it, because right now it's just wasting away. From what I understand, Eyes of Heaven isn't fun competitively. It's not a traditional fighter. It's
Eyes of Heaven just doesn't work competitively.
It's a Naruto, right? It's an arena. Yeah, so that's not for me. If that's for you guys, that's fine. I have no qualms, but that's not for me.
Eyes of Heaven is a fun casual game, but that's all you can really do with it. Just due to the way they set up the game, where you would need 4 consoles to have a full 2v2 match, it doesn't work for competitive.
Right.
Not to mention, Eyes of Heaven, I think one of the other reasons why CyberConnect's just been sitting on JoJo for so long is because Eyes of Heaven sold terribly and did not perform well. So, it kind of killed that.
CyberConnect did Eyes of Heaven as well?
Yeah, CyberConnect did ASB and then Eyes of Heaven.
Okay. I don't know why they wouldn't just go for ASB too, bro. What the fuck?
Well, because ASB had some issues at launch, and 1.0 got refunded quite a bit, actually.
Wow.
Because there were some, campaign mode, where you have to wait 2 minutes for each energy thing to recharge. One of the killers in 1.0 was 20 minutes instead of 2.
My fucking god.
So you would be sitting there for hours.
You essentially or almost beat a boss, turn your shit off, come back tomorrow and play.
Yeah, that was what it was, and that was actually a major problem because people were just returning the game in droves when they realized they couldn't access much of the content without playing it religiously.
That's OD. I mean, that's trial and error.
Not to mention, the netcode was bad, which is still bad. They never fixed that. Which, honestly, I guess that's one of those problems of where a game has decent netcode in Japan and they never optimize it for international release.
Right.
Because people who play online in Japan actually have pretty decent connections, and those matches are really good. And then you look at how it plays internationally, it's this is really garbage.
Fucking atrocious.
It's really bad. Where it's any amount of optimization would have been so welcome.
The best connection I can say, based on feel that I've gotten has maybe been 5 to 6 frames, maybe 4 at the least.
Yeah,
but that's the best, and it's only happened once.
The thing is, when you look at it, it's 4 frames of input lag is unreactable in this game because jabs are 4 frames. So, you get to the point where even the best connections, you cannot react
10
to
steps
jabs.
ahead. You got to make the read. If you don't make the read, you're fucking yourself.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Especially, that's why throws are so dumb on lines, because throws are 5 frames. You got 5 frames input lag. You're not taking that.
You gotta input the action.
It's that psychic
as you're running up to me, I gotta input fucking throw.
Yeah, that's why run up throw is so dumb online, and why you still see it a lot in offline. Cause
talking to you, Freemeal. You heard him. You heard what he said. Don't do it again.
No, I mean,
Seiichi, you son of a bitch. I swear to God.
I play an online monster. I can't complain.
No. That fucking guy Seiichi, bro. Just sit there, fucking OTG in the throw every. Man, that guy is something else online. He is something. He is something else. You son of a bitch.
Seiichi's good. I wish he would actually join the Discord and teach us all his tricks, because he knows something we all don't. He plays incredibly.
Yeah, man. I wonder how he plays offline. That's what I want to know. That's what I want.
I mean, he's got to be good if he's that good online.
Where the hell you stay at, boy? Let me find out,
I think he's South American.
Oh, shit.
Every time he sends messages over PSN, they're in Spanish or Portuguese, I believe. So
I got you.
He's definitely Spanish speaking.
I got you.
Portuguese speaking. I can't tell the difference.
That would explain the delay every time I play him.
Yeah, it's rough, which sucks because he's obviously a good player, and I wish that the delay wasn't as bad so that I could play him well. But it's nah, he can play in it, but the rest of us are no, it doesn't work,
bro,
man.
He's got it down to a science.
That's why, I wish I could play him more, because he'll send me invites to matches. I'm just I wish I could, but I can't play in that, man.
No, there's no way. Every time I've gotten him randomly in matchmaking, which is very occasionally, it's God, I want to play you because you're good, and I want to get better, but I don't want to play you in this. This is you're playing. I'm playing on a Windows 95 fucking PC, bro, and I can't. I just cannot.
Yeah, that's why. As much as I like playing Freemeal, he and I don't have a great connection either. So like playing him is really rough when you got like Kakuin's 50-50 wake up stuff. It's like I can't deal with that very well in that connection. I still play him because he's one of the best players who I have a good connection with. And
Right.
when I say good, like
Moderate.
I mean good for ASB.
Yeah, moderate.
But it's like you don't have better options, which is why building offline community is such a big deal.
Right. The ideal scenario is to get as many people from the Discord as possible into one location and have something offline for the weekend or a couple days.
Just have like an
and
ASB
just
compound.
Document it. Have fucking a camera guy documenting it. Record as many sets as possible.
Yeah.
That would be the ideal scenario, I think.
The biggest problem it comes down to with a lot of the getting people together stuff is our community is so divided, like area-wise, and so many of our players are underage or not able to really travel, where it's just like making it happen right now would be so difficult.
Right.
Which sucks, because as much as I love it and I'd love to get together with more people, it's just getting people to go to stuff would be really hard, where it's DLG Smasha, or I think he goes by BB Smasha in the Discord. Like he's talked before about trying to get as a side event at Anime Evo, but the biggest problem is just like how many people could we honestly get to commit to going down there? And we need someone to run the tournament.
Where's Anime Evo? Where's it located?
I would have to look it up again.
Oh, no worries. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
It's one of those things where it's just the hard part is we had so much trouble with commitment just for the offline tournament. Trying to get people to actually show up in person where they have to travel is like
you're asking for a lot. You're asking for a lot.
As much as I love to support that kind of idea, I don't like. I think honestly, you're just setting yourself up for failure until we can build more of a community that is able to travel and do that kind of stuff, or is more in one place.
Well, that's where the passion comes in, right? You know, you really got to light a fire under a lot of people's asses. Well, the adults that have the ability to generate their own income and travel. I mean, so you know,
like, you look at how many people are like in the Discord. Like I'm in college, we've got like a number of high schoolers, and it's just at that point, a lot of people don't have the means or the time to travel to stuff, which sucks. Because like I would have loved to come down to your tournament, but it's just like I can't do that right now. It's like I've got finals next week.
No, you're good, bro. You're getting ready to go. But, you know, you got to handle your shit, and that's fine. I mean, it wasn't the hugest, you know, local. I mean, it was decent.
It is the biggest offline tournament in the U.S. since like 2014. You are underselling this. Like it was
decent size. It was like 10 to 12 people. It's
the kind of thing where like it's like you look at ASB's netcode. And you're like, well, that was a good connection for ASB. You look at your tournament, you're like, well, that was an incredible tournament for ASB.
Bro, oh my fucking god. Let me tell you, it was so much fun. Even though, like, the skill gap between me and everybody else was crazy. It was just fun because nothing was dropping in. The movement in this game, once you have a fluidity and a rhythm down, is just so great. It's not Dragon Ball Super dashing and instant air dashing, but neutral jumping in this game feels so good.
The thing is, the movement's good, but unlike some like fighters, it's very committal. So it's like once you know what you're doing, you can move like crazy. But when you move somewhere, you're committing to that. You get punished if your movement's bad.
Yeah. This game is great offline. It is the perfect fighting game offline, and I will stand by that, and I will bet my fucking salary on it. It's a great fucking fighting game.
And
offline.
like Smasher just said, when we talked to the Anime Evo people, they were super supportive, but a lot of it just comes down to our community can't get together to support to actually run it. Where it's like people want to see this game. There are still people out there who like this game and remember it being at tournaments, and they're like, wow, it would be great to have this game back. Imagine saying as much.
Imagine the hypothetical, right? Imagine the hypothetical being able to get this at. Let's just make it a small goal for now. 1 to 3 majors in a single year, to where it's streamed and it's viewed by a mass of people, right? Mm-hmm. Imagine what that would do for, like, what kind of pressure that would put on the developer. It's like, okay, 20,000 people watch this tournament 3 times this year. Maybe it's not a bad idea to fucking port it, because you would make money, bro. You would make money. And it doesn't take shit to port, I imagine. I don't know shit, but listen, you're the computer guy, right? So my knowledge is minimal. I don't imagine it takes minimal effort to port. You just take the game, do a couple things to it, and there you go. I mean, I'm sure there's licensing and shit like that.
Obviously, it's not impossible because the same company ported EOH from PS3 to PS4.
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah.
So because there was a PS3 Japanese-only release originally of EOH.
Fuck out of here! I totally forgot about that. Yeah, I bought EOH on PS4 for like $12 when it went on sale.
There's no reason this game cannot be ported to PS4. They just haven't done it.
Oh, they fucking yeah.
So it just comes down to the fact that we have to shove in their face and be like, hey. Like, not to mention, even just looking at the potential market, JoJo is bigger in the West than it has ever been.
Yeah, I agree. I went on the Reddit the other day. It has
right
like 80,000
now, you have such a huge opportunity to capture the Western market that you didn't have when you first released the game. It's the perfect time. And I just wish they'd see that and do something about it. And like you said, we don't even want, we want a sequel. We don't need a sequel.
Nah,
a port would be good enough to get people playing the game.
I would be purely satisfied with a port with 60 FPS and a better netcode.
I'd be extra happy if they gave you the DLC with it.
I'd imagine
I'd buy it again, but I'd be extra happy if it was just bundled.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You could run it $40 to $50, all DLC included, 60 FPS, upgraded graphics slightly. It doesn't even need that much tweaking, in my opinion.
The thing is, it's like Marvel 3 graphics.
Which is fine. Cell shading is so good.
It hardly matters if you upgrade it.
Cell shading, its lifespan runs really well.
It's great. It's why I hate stuff like Infinite, ruining that.
Yeah, no, but let's not speak. That's taboo, bro. Let's not speak of that.
Yeah.
Let's not. The fucking Dante doesn't have any animation when he's standing still.
It's one of those things where it's like somebody who came into fighting games with Ultimate 3, it hurts me to have the next game kill the franchise.
Listen, you're breaking my heart. Dante has no movement when he's standing idle. He just doesn't breathe. He doesn't blink. He doesn't. All right. Anyways.
I know, man. Anyways, I got some stuff I need to get doing, so we should wrap this up.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you everybody for the follows. I'm sorry I couldn't get to everybody in chat today. I was really trying to stay true to tournament etiquette. So I wanted to keep it as consistent as possible. When I stream tomorrow, if anybody comes through, I'll be sure to include you guys like I usually do.
Thank you so much to everybody who did watch.
Yeah, hell yeah. And
it means so much to have any support for this game, and to see people who are like interested as much as we are to come and watch this. That means a lot. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And T, thank you.
Sure thing, man.
Sincerely,
thank you for setting up this tournament.
Sincerely. No, it's my pleasure, bro. I had a fucking amazing time, and I had an even better time commentating with you, man. I'm truly grateful for our relationship, our friendship, bro. It's I appreciate you, man. You've done a lot so far.
I appreciate it too.
You know how I do, baby. Ya tu sabe, and I'm Caucasian. You know what I'm talking about. Anyways, we're gonna get out of here, man. T.
Yeah.
I'll catch up with you. Everybody, have a good night. Until next time,
guys,
stay human, stay cute. I'll see y'all later.